We live. Let's see. Pop out dashboard, share screen. What up, fam? It's good. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get started here in a little bit. So you'll probably end up skipping a few minutes if you are watching the recording of this. But yeah, let's get it. This is a good one. Today we're gonna go over quite the setup. I'm stoked. I'm stoked to go over this one today. So let's see here. How are you guys doing? Let me know in the chat. What's up, Armando? What's good? What's going on? ¿Será en inglés? Sí, pero lo puedo hacer en español más noche. Más noche lo hago en español. All right, let me see here. What's this thing called? All right, here we go. Gonna go ahead and share this real quick. Okay. What's good with y'all? Did you guys trade this morning? Are you still in anything? How did it go? Let me know here in the chat. Let me know. Cabo, did you trade this morning? Nah, right?
I traded London session.
You traded London session?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. What about you guys here? Here in the chat, what's up? Let me get this link. All right. Hope y'all had a good lunch. Nance just made us some raw stir fry thing, which was actually it's pretty fire. In raw week right now. All right, cool. So here we go. All right, let me go ahead and copy this over, share this across places. All right, here we go. All right, we got 5. We got a couple people on here. Let's get it. Hope I hit the gym today too. Active, start moving. All right. So we'll go ahead and start it. Aún sigues dando las clases. Yo sí, opero en vivo de lunes a viernes ahora en las mañanas. So yeah, I do the live sessions from Monday to Friday. We're trading New York session, and then Sunday we do some psychology stuff for sure. For sure. All right, I see we got people plugging in right now. Beautiful. Let's get it. Okay. What up, guys? I see y'all pouring in here. We're going to get started in a few. What's up? Paul Sung in the house. Jocko or Jaco. Y'all already know. What's good? How do y'all do? How's everyone? How was everyone's day? Let me know if you also traded this morning. I'm excited to do this breakdown here real quick too. It's gonna be a good one. Got Kebo here in the back. All right, we jump in. Mike fed the fam. Reggie, I know you ate with that US30 setup today too. Paul Song, you too? Yeah, you ate good. All right. Reggie, you've been trading for a little bit, not too much, huh? So yeah, guys, we're gonna be going over the US30 setup that I took. I actually went over a buy setup as well, which also played out, but that's not really trading fake money, but I got some rubber food. Hey, yeah, both. Um, Here's the thing though, like you got to be proud of the demo. Like you got to do it too. You know, you can't skip the demo work as well. Not every phase in trading is to make money. The your first probably couple months, if not years, going to be just experiencing, learning technical psychology. So no shame in the game if that's the phase that you're in right now. So let's dive into it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started, guys. This was the trade of the day. Yesterday, I actually took an L on S&P 500, and cool, -1 risk to reward, not a big deal whatsoever. And that's what we're here to do. You know, guys, like one of the things that you really want to learn is how to take losses properly, right? How to approach the market in a way where you can lose eloquently. That's all about that. You have to be able to disciplinary losses. So I'm gonna go ahead and you guys can share this with whoever you want. Um, and I'm gonna show you first the analysis that I did prior to the setup happening because it was a live stream. So let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen now so y'all can see this. All right, share screen. And let's see the window, the tab. All right, cool. So yeah, here we go. So that's not it right here. Here we go. So I went live today at 8 a.m. Central Time, and you know this. I do Spanish session for an hour, and then I do an English one. And so this one was actually being broken down in Spanish, and I was going over the possibilities. And first, what was abundantly clear were the buy setups. So indices yesterday, we had a huge drop, and it was pretty temporary, right? For most people, they would see it as a break of structure, but for me, it's all about duration, how long we're at specific price levels. And so after we went over kind of the 5-15 minute and the possible buy setups, which also, if you guys take a look, these definitely played out as well. But the big win was the sell. And so as time is going by, and once we get to right around New York Open, so here we're a couple minutes before New York Open. It's 8:28 because I'm in Chicago at the moment for about another 15 days, and then we're doing a tour across the U.S. So we'll be doing live market analysis in Chicago, then LA, then Phoenix, then Dallas, then Miami, and then in Europe. But anyways, that's in a couple weeks. So here, a couple minutes prior, once we get New York Open, then we start to see kind of what's happening. So then we scale down to those smaller time frames, and we see some 1 minute, some more minute price action. So at around an hour before New York Open, we had a nice spike to the upside across the board on all indices, and NAS and S&P. And here, let me see if I can get a nice. I'm showing you guys a replay of what we did because that's what I'm all about. I'm about, we have the documentation. So an hour before New York Open, we have a nice spike to the upside on NAS, S&P, and US30. Okay. Now, what ends up happening is NAS and S&P just end up going bearish, and US30 ends up building equal lows. So and let me make sure, I want to make sure I have it all set up here. So then we start seeing price at equal lows with NAS. NAS starts to work its way down. S&P does as well, and US30 is just chilling. So you see NAS starts dumping, and then towards the end of the New York session, because this is where I want to get to, it gets really clear that US30 is trading within this range still. So again, this is what we were looking over. I went over a couple other things. So I want to make sure we get to it. All right. So at this point now we have, right, US30 here. We have the push to the upside. This clears out retail sellers, and the same thing happened across the board. So what I want to show you guys now on the live chart is kind of how it went down. So let me go to the 5 minute. Go slow here. Okay. All right, so this is how it goes. So with this setup, there's a couple things going on. At this time, we have US30 really holding it down at these levels, building up equal lows, retail buyers, a whole bunch of retail buyers. It's staying within this range. Now, the difference is that S&P and NAS, they were already at these levels, right? They had already gone under. So the big picture play was that price is seeking to get back to this level. Across the board, if you look at US30, we look at NASDAQ, which was this drop here, right? New York Open was around these prices. So NAS starts to work its way down to this big candle. S&P is doing the same thing. S&P is working its way down to these levels. At the same time, what happens is US30 doesn't. US30 stays up here. It's chilling. So seeing that everything else got a head start, seeing that we had price over here. Let's see. I think I got too much open right now. All right, so seeing that we're there, let me close out of Spotify. All right, so seeing that we're here at this time, this is what we're looking for. So S&P and NAS got a head start on the drops, and seeing that we had liquidity building up here, this is what's happening. So here was the sweep to the upside, filled some imbalance, and then it works its way down. Now this same thing happens here across the board. Keep them out there. Then what happens is, look at how the minutes unfold. Next minute, all right, we start to sweep these highs. The following minute, we get right to this point in time. So this literally taps our entry. And ironically, this is happening right in between going from the Spanish session to the English session. And so we get perfectly to our entry level, which was right above here in this little slot. And that puts us at a little bit under. We're slightly under a 20-point stop loss here for this entry. And so at this point, market clears out retail sellers, lures in retail buyers, right? We're closing out of this. This is happening at right around 9:02. So in between Spanish and English streams, not at this exact time, right? NAS and S&P, if you guys take a look at that exact moment, because I want to show you guys exactly what happened, why it's happening the way that it's happening. At this exact moment, you guys can see this. The market here at 9 and change, it's at these lows. So this is holding bearish structure really well. Same thing with S&P. And so when I'm looking at this for sells, here's what starts to happen. Price, right, triggers over here. So we get a nice sell off from there. What I want you guys to get out of this is not just like, okay, the entry, but more than anything, I want you to see why I held longer than I normally do. Because in this case, right around 20-point stop, the market then drops an easy. I usually go for 3 to 1s. I'm good with that. Cool. It hits right there. So then what starts to happen? Check this out, guys. The market starts to do this. The market then gets back to lows again. So there's more support. So this is just luring so much retail money in the market right now. Again and again and again. Our entries are over here. At this moment, my stop is already right here. So slightly in profit. There's a lot of buys luring in. Now, maybe some of you, your exit is a 2-to-1, 3-to-1, whatever it is. Cool. Now, since I've been doing this for over 8 years, I have a specific rules for when I extend my trade. And there's two main rules. There's two things. One, if I have an incentive like this, where we have a lot of liquidity still building up, and two, if we have imbalance like we have here. Bonus, we're actually bearish. So we've been in a downtrend. So the fact that we have entries at basically the highs of the day in relative good highs, we've filled the rest of these imbalances. So we got a very good entry. There's not really much of a reason for it to go higher. There's imbalance here and liquidity, plus our correlated assets, which are NAS and S&P. Those are already working their way down. Those are already down here, right? And so if I'm looking for buys here anyways, and I'm not going to take them with NAS and S&P because those have already worked their way down, then all right, I'm getting so much evidence that the market is luring in retail money. And so what happens? Here's what we see happen here, right? We get the market unfold. Look at this. You get more and more and more. Look at all the support here. So many easy buy setups. Market goes up. Classic. And on the live stream, the English one for the members, let's see here. We went over a second entry too. I didn't like it as much and I didn't take it. But where we had seen this resistance building up prior to this liquidity capture, this is where, right? This is where I was waiting for my other entries. So as the market unfolds, we'll just go over here somewhere. I went over some other setups. But here was our original entry on the live session. This was from a few hours back, about 6 hours ago. And then right around here where we've seen resistance, this is where we had, and I walked over, I talked about, possible other entries from this zone and how far we were looking to take it. So going here, we looked over PayPal and stuff like that too. But there we had it, responded off of this level. And again, my exit was at the beginning of this liquidity capture down here. So had some people take the setup live, which is awesome. But more than anything, right, you can see here, was looking to take this from here to there. And so I'm seeing so much liquidity. And my thought process at this moment, right, managing this trade live, is if the clearance of this up here, if this doesn't hold and it comes right back down, then we're going to come for these lows too. And so we see the market do the following. Back at liquidity again. So because the market comes up very briefly just to come right back down, at this moment, once I got this, where we filled in balance, or playing off of previous levels of supply, then my stop went to here. So now my stop is at a 1 risk reward, which is good. Worst case scenario, I still take some home. And then from here, again, more retail, more equal lows building up, further proof that we can go down. And then we finally got the market to really, really push down. While this is happening too, right, while we're getting more equal lows, if you looked at S&P 500, which I'm going to show you here, S&P started making its own version of equal lows. So once I also saw S&P making this, and there's a lot of money building up there, at this point I knew, like, all right, we're definitely coming down. There's so much. These are easy money. So down the market went. And so to go back to US30, held this all the way up to our blue zone. And so considering the risk here, which is around 20 points, and then taking it to the opening of this sell-off, this is where I exited for about 11 to 1, because this was 20. So this was the sell, massive sell. And so I held this longer, one, because of how much liquidity was building up here, two, because of what we had over here as well, right? We had not just imbalance, but a lot of easy buys. So the market coming down, seeking the money that was left behind, that was the play. And then the buy also played out really nicely, which was in here. I was at the gym, and so I didn't even check. I missed out on this because I was just at the gym. But yeah, guys, that's the mindset behind this. I'm gonna look at the chat so that I can go ahead and make sure that you guys got everything here, and I'm answering any questions, and I can go over literally anything. I have a couple more minutes. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Is I'm gonna go over the chat, see what you guys have here. Brutal, US30, loving, never seen you without glasses. I know, I finally got context again. It's been a minute. So yeah, do you guys have any questions about that breakdown? Do you guys have any anything that you were looking for? Any questions? Somebody asked me earlier in terms of this, like, why did I get out here? Like, why didn't I hold longer? And so hold up. I just got a call real quick. And so the reason I didn't hold much longer had to do with what was just going on. And since at any point in this area, it was valid for the market to reverse, that's why I just got out here. Instead of maybe going for one or two things more, I would rather just exit the market here and lock in this whole thing than have the market completely reverse like it did. Because imagine I didn't exit early and I just got greedy, then this actually would have got me out of the market. I would have ended up with a 1 risk reward instead of 11. So yeah, that's kind of how this trade went. Let's see what you guys got. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of divergence more than anything. I haven't ever studied from ICT, so I wouldn't say it's his concepts, but similar approach for sure. And obviously, you guys, you can learn this from so many different people. But what I wanted you guys to understand is how to extend your risk reward under situation. Like, it's a situational awareness, and then it's just understanding the narrative as well, right, of what's going on in the market, plus using the other assets like S&P and NASDAQ in order to either stay in longer or get out earlier sometimes, and then knowing how to choose. But anyways, this was a pretty good setup. This was yesterday. I lost on S&P. So cool. It is what it is. And this made back and way more. So so the correlation of the three indices just giving so much more confidence to continue as well. Exactly. So the continuation, because the other two indices had already reached kind of where I was looking at, and this one was lagging behind, and it was giving us it was creating the scenario where most people would just stay buying here. That's what I held. And also the reason that I would have bought had I been just paying attention, which we had already rolled out and I had gone over during the session earlier. Since NAS and S&P had already reached these levels, and US30 was just kind of the weaker bear for the day, that's why this buy made the most sense, and it's the reason why also we didn't take any S&P or NAS buys when it got to the point of interest. Mm-hmm. Appreciate you, Shafikula. Your name is sick. I wish I could pronounce it. I messed this up, but I got in the butt. Perfect. See, and that's amazing that we can do that like that. Um, but good stuff, man, Brian. And I know some of you caught both, which is awesome. I think I got Shafiq. Good stuff. I was good. I was grateful. So I was like, you know what? Let's go hit the gym before it's too late. Many people would have gotten jammed up trying to buy and keep thinking it's reached the low. Yeah. So considering what was happening here, there was no motive to buy until it reached this level. This is where exchange of money is really happening. But yeah, we'll leave it at that unless we have any pop-up questions here in the last couple minutes. But yeah, let me know. Do you guys like me going over these setups and the winning trades and how these are unfolding? Is this something you guys want me to keep doing for y'all? I think it's a good approach. And I'm going to tell y'all when I lose because I do think there's a dramatic misrepresentation of how often people win and how often people lose. And transparently, this trade will set me up really well because now I'm up. I could lose 11 trades in a row and I'll be back at where I was before today's trade. And so using that perspective, you can approach the markets with that way. It's like, all right, cool. I can keep qualifying my setups and I can be very, have high standards with my setups because I'm now up the way I am. And so I'll always approach the market with the future in mind as you're in the present. So again, for example, this trade does nothing to tomorrow as well. So tomorrow I'm going to approach the market as if I'm at zero. And if I was in a losing streak right now, I would approach the market as if I was at zero for the next setup. So always keep yourself kind of level-headed and almost like reset your mental balance as much as you would reset your trading balance. But yeah, guys, we'll leave it at that. And I'll leave this up so you guys can go over this in the future. But it took a sell earlier, 1-9. Nice, Jimenez, good stuff. What's up? Good to see you, Nadia. Follow the trading plan. Absolutely, guys. But anyways, we'll see how the rest of the week goes. If we have some more good setups, then I'll walk you guys through them here. But yeah, peace out, guys. Much love.